Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is how long is it until we see the Antichrist, the mark of the beast, and the image of the beast? I think I'm going to be able to give you some kind of an idea. No one knows for sure, but I think I'm going to be able to give you some idea, and sad to say, not long. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is how long to the image of the beast. Because if we know when either the mark or the Antichrist or the image is coming, since they all come about on or about the same time, then we'll be able to get that idea. And the one thing that we can see right now, we can't see the Antichrist coming. We can see the system for the mark of the beast being set up, a digital system. But one thing we can see, I'm about to show you, is the image of the beast. Now, I want to show you a clip. It's only about 3 minutes long. This is from the January 7th interview where, well, it was really a press conference with Trump and his guy that's given $20 billion into, and I'm about 3 minutes. Now, here's what I want you to listen for. I want you to listen for him talking about data centers, which I think are the image of the beast centers. Now, let me specifically point out some things that I'm going to play it. So this is Trump talking. He's introducing this guy. He says he's a founder and chairman of Damac Properties. Hussein is a very respected gentleman, and I'm thrilled to announce today that Damac will be investing at least $20 billion, that's with a B, over a very short period of time in the United States, and they may go double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money. Sounds good so far, but I'm going to show you that might, and it's probably not good. To support massive new, there it is, data centers. He is very big into data centers. AI, again, I'm not convinced it's artificial intelligence. I'm convinced it is alien intelligence, or specifically intelligence for the devil and his crowd. AI, that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years. There you go. As we can watch either the Antichrist, the mark of the beast, or the image of the beast coming on the line, we can tell just about how far away it is. So this is actually real important. If you're a prophecy student, if you understand those three events take place very close to each other. Now let's go on. So he says, AI, that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years. The first phase of the project will be in Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana, and I will complete the rest of the sentence, but eventually it's going around the world. He goes on to say, I will build a plant with the building. Now, this is Trump talking. He says he wants them to build a plant. What plant? An electricity plant. With the building, so that the structure, build the plant because you're going to grid. In other words, they're going to be using a lot of electricity for these. They estimate that these data centers will double. What? Double the amount of electricity that America needs. What's in the data center? The answer is you. All of us. Everything is recorded. So he says, build a plant because you're going to the grid. The grids are old. I say build your electric facility along with your plant, and you could even have extra electricity output if you want, because once you build it, you can make it larger pretty inexpensively. You could have extra output, electricity, which you'll sell to the public, but build it with the plant. So he's talking about a lot of additional electric plants going in. I want you to hear him say it.
And we're honored to welcome one of the most respected business leaders in the Middle East, indeed the world. He's a founder and chairman of Damac Properties, Hussein Sajwani, very respected gentleman. And I'm thrilled to announce today that Damac will be investing at least $20 billion over a very short period of time into the United States, and they may go double or even somewhat more than double that amount of money. It's a great thing, and I believe he will say that he's doing it because of the fact that he was very inspired by the election. They wouldn't do it without that election, I can tell you. A lot of people wouldn't. You saw last week where we have somebody who's going to go from $100 to $200 billion. And we have many other people, and we'll be bringing some of them out. Some of them like to do it somewhat more quietly, and some don't. And they feel so strongly about the country that they want to let people know about it. But it's an honor to have such a great investor investing in our country. The investment will support massive new data centers across the Midwest, the Sun Belt area, and also to keep America on the cutting edge of technology and artificial intelligence. He's very big into the data centers, and that's going to be a very hot item in the coming years, as you know, with AI. In particular, the first phase of the project will be in Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana, those places. And Hussein, I'd love you to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been amazing news for me and my family when he was elected in November. We've been waiting 4 years to increase our investments in U.S. to a very large amount of money. We are a company operating in more than 20 countries around the world. We have delivered more than 45,000 luxury units and another 45,000 in the pipeline. In data center, we are in 10 countries around the world, in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. And we're very, very excited now with his leadership and his open strategy and policy to encourage businesses to come to U.S. For the last 4 years, we've been waiting for this moment. And we're planning to invest $20 billion and even more than that if the opportunity in the market allow us. But at the moment, we're planning $20 billion in data center, catering for the AI and cloud business for the hyperscalers.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr.
Great
President.
honor. Thank you very much. So nice. And that man knows what he's doing.
So I would suggest if you've not called 800-200 gold, then you should do so. Because as this new system comes online, no one will be able to buy or sell. If you have your money in an unsafe place, and that's probably anything but gold or silver, then, in my opinion, I think it's very risky. Also, we know that suitcase nukes are coming. I mean, I have, 38 different prophecies now? So if you've not heard this, I'll let you pause and read it, but I recommend you get 10 bottles. And also just told we just got a new large stock in, so yes, we do have them ready to ship out. Why? Well, because if you look at the date on the left side, it says 12/9/24. This is the federal government. This is where they put out things that they want to buy for people that might want to sell it. And they're asking for potassium iodide tablets. That's these guys here. They're asking for them in 20 tablet bubble packs, but they had a deadline. They wanted them all to be in their possession by December 21, 24. Why? Do you suppose they know something we don't know? Do you suppose that they know that a nuclear event is just around the corner? I think they do. And they're asking for 224,601 packages of 20 tablet blister packs, so you'd be smart to get these. And I don't recommend you get one because look, if something like this happens, when it happens, probably all of your neighborhood is going to need them. Really, 10 bottles is not enough. I mean, look at your neighborhood and buy accordingly. Yeah, but do I have to have a bottle for every person? Well, look, it's $20 to save a life. Would you give $20 to save a life? And if you can't, I understand. But if you can, there it is. Also, you better have some food, because I just heard another prophecy that I'm possibly going to be putting on, and he's talking about why the food is about to be going away. Promo code prophecy. Also recommend you get yourself at least this one in the center. It says burn bucket. At least get one of those. Get some medical supplies. Again, I heard medical. All right, on to their program. So we're talking about data centers. or they're really going to be image of the beast centers. I think they're going to be image of the beast centers, and I'm going to show you why. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to let you be prepared. Ask yourself this. Why did God recently give me 2 dreams? One was to start going to talk to pastors, and the other one was to rent a building for the Crusades, an office center for the Crusades. I think he's saying, Stan, if you want to be ahead of the curve, if you want those sports stadiums to fill up with people, if you want to bring in the thousands upon thousands I've told you twice that I'm going to give you, if you want that, then you need to get going now, and I'm getting going. More about that soon. Now, before I get there, let me explain something. I know we've read this many times, but let me show you something. Sometimes it can pass by us, and we don't really see it. We don't really have the revelation on it. Now, again, I memorized the book of Revelation, and in the process, the spirit of revelation came on me, and I see things deeper in the scriptures than I did before I memorized it. So probably be true in your case too. Anyway, let's go on. So Revelation 13:13, who's it talking about? It's talking about the Antichrist. So the Antichrist doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth and side of men. The first thing I want to say is that means that they have advanced technology. No, we're not talking about just technology that they have right now, technology that they're going to reveal, technology we don't know about. Second thing is, I want you to see that he's using this to deceive. It goes on, he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Well, the way we would say it today is he's going to use high technology to deceive the world. Why? Because he wants to sit on the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. He wants to be the Father, and he wants all people, nation, languages to serve and obey him. But it's not going to happen. Most of them will, sad to say. Anyway, let's go on. Means in the side of miracles we had power to do in the side of the beast or the Antichrist. Now let's go on down. Verse 15. And he had power to give life in the image of the beast. Now, what is the image of the beast? Daniel 2:43 says he will mingle his seed. So that tells me that it is flesh. But the image of the beast should both speak and cause, okay? Speak and cause. That means he issues orders. And I think it is a flesh that is probably half flesh, half Lucifer, or half human, half Lucifer, but it's also tied into the quantum computer that all the cell phones, the everything is all tied into, so that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name, or you're hooked into that system. Remember I told you, they're coming out. The report is that 7 billion cell phones have already been made, but they're not for games, they're not for phone calls, they're for tying you into the new digital financial system. Now, let's go on. Let me make another point here. To the left is what we believe, something like that is going to be the mark of the beast. Might not be exactly, but once you see that, then you're going to know. You're going to spot it right off. And the same thing to the number of the beast. Now, if you stay to the end, I hope and I think I'll have time to show you something new that I promise you have not seen regarding the number of the beast. And this book is the second book I wrote, Miss the Mark, and this shows you what the mark of the beast looks like. It has these in the book, okay, so you can see them. Hand them off to somebody, and even if they're not Christians, they'll probably get saved. 1 for 20, 10 for 35, 20 for 50. Get extras to give them away. Okay, now let me point out the next thing. Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed. Now this is a warning. This is a warning for those people, and I believe that this warning happens the day after the rapture, which is not pre-trib. This is the day after we go to the marriage supper of the Lamb, which is about 4 months. I'll show you. It's about 4 months before Jesus returns. This is the big warning to those people that are left behind that weren't ready. They didn't get to go to the marriage supper. We get about 4 months before Armageddon. Third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, that's a warning, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out, look at those words, without mixture. It means you're going to get the roughest, toughest judgment, punishment of anything on earth. What is that punishment? Without mixture under the cup of his indignation, here is the punishment. Tormented with fire and brimstone, and to skip on down, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night who worship the beast, the image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Means that after Jesus returns, you don't get soul death. You take that mark, the image, or the name, number, or the mark, or worship the beast, any one of those four things, and you're tossed into the lake that burns with fire and brimstone with the beast and false prophet. Lucifer is added 1,000 years later, and you can never, there's no hope of escape. It's total 100% torment for all existence, and you can't die. You can't repent. You can't get out of it. Here's the patience. Now, that word patience means don't quit. In Revelation, patience means don't quit Jesus. Here's the patience of the saints. Why? Because any saints that are left at this point, that didn't get to go to the marriage supper of the Lamb about 4 months before the Armageddon, it's a warning. Don't take this mark. Don't take this image. Don't worship the beast. Don't do it. If you do it, look, you can cut your hand off, you can chisel it off your forehead, but you are going to go to the pit of fire and brimstone for all eternity. Period. No repenting of that. Jesus does not forgive you when you take the mark, worship his image, any of that. Look at the next verse, verse 13. Blessed are the dead which die in the Lord, henceforth, yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from the labors and the works do follow them. Meaning, if you got left behind, if you weren't ready to go to the marriage supper of the Lamb, he's saying be patient. Don't take the mark. Here's the warning. Don't take it. Don't do it. And he says, if you don't do it, then all of your blessings will follow you into eternity. Now, let's go on. Now, this is on the back of my book. Here you go. This is the book I really recommend you get, Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy. I think this is going to outsell the late, great Planet Earth. I think it'll sell millions of copies because this is the book where God showed me the secret door that links the feasts to the prophecies of Revelation. And for the first time, I say the first time, it gives the correct chronological order of Revelation. And you're looking at it there, and it's here in the back of this book. There's the 7 years. There's the last 7 months in that book. Get it at prophecyclub.com. You really want to get it. Okay, now let me explain. So let's zoom in a little bit, specifically over in the bottom left corner. That's first fruits. That's when the 144,000 are resurrected about 7 months before Jesus returns. Then you see the everlasting gospel in the round oval. That's when the angel flies through the air saying, don't take the mark. Everybody can receive Jesus. It's simple. It's easy. Just worship him who made heaven, the earth, and the seas and the fountains of water. Then Babylon 1 has fallen because as the bombs come down, I believe we go up to the marriage supper of the Lamb. That's not a pre-trib. That's not a mid-trib. That's more like a pre-wrath rapture. About 4 months before Armageddon. Then we go to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Very top, I want you to look at those words. The first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such second death hath no power. Meaning, you get to go to the marriage supper of the Lamb, you're already in. You got it. You got your get out of hell free card, I guess you'd say. You got your get into eternity card. But you don't get the glorified body yet. You only get a wedding garment. That's all you get. It's all any of us get. When we go to the marriage supper of the Lamb, it's not about us, it's about Jesus. Then 4 months later, now look out here to the far right side, see that kind of a blue line that comes down? That's when we return with Jesus on white horses to watch him burn the tares and cleanse the earth. All right, now let's go on. One more thing I want to show you. Now let's jump to Revelation 15. I saw another sign of heaven, great and marvelous, are the 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, meaning this is the last 7 days. The audible voice told me the 7 seals play over 7 years. The 7 trumpets play over 7 months. The 7 vials play over 7 days. This is the last 7 days. Now, go down to the next verse. I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them got victory over the beast, that's us, Over his image, that's what we're talking about, I'm about to show you today, and over his mark and over the number of his name, stand of the sea of glass, having the harps of God. We want to be part of that group. So I did a search. Search image of the beast. This is what I came up with. None of them is correct. This is more correct. I think the image of the beast is going to be a flesh and blood body that is half man, half beast, or Lucifer, connected to a quantum computer, access to all knowledge, commands all to worship him and the Antichrist. Now, this article is very interesting, and it's May 30th, 2024. A recent empirical review found that many artificial intelligence systems are quickly becoming masters of deception. So just because it's a computer does not mean it's going to tell you the truth. The review meticulously analyzed various AI systems and found that many had developed deceptive capabilities due to their training processes. These systems ranges from game-playing AIs to more general-purpose models used in economic negotiations. Meta's Cicero, this is a different AI, developed the game and maintains alliances with human players. Cicero frequently used deceptive tactics to win. This behavior included fake alliances, backstabbing allies when it benefited its gameplay, meaning, point I'm trying to make is, just because it's a computer doesn't necessarily mean it's going to tell you the truth. Look at the last three words. It is a master of deception. He goes on to say, despite Meta's efforts, Cicero turned out to be an expert liar. It not only betrayed other members, but also engaged in premeditated deception, planning in advance to build a fake alliance with a human player to trick that player into leaving themselves undefended for an attack. Goes on to say AI systems have developed the ability to cheat at different types of games. For instance, Pluribus, a poker playing model created by Meta, demonstrated it could convincingly bluff in Texas Hold'em poker, successfully misleading professional human players about their hand strengths. Another one, AlphaStar, an AI system by Google's DeepMind to play real-time strategy game StarCraft 2, exploited the game's fog of war mechanics to feint attacks and deceive opponents to gain strategic advantages. I'm saying just because it's a computer or half man, half flesh, half computer, whatever it is, don't believe it, because he's going to say, everybody got to worship this guy over here, pointing to the Antichrist. If AI systems cheat at games, it can lead to breakthroughs in deceptive AI capabilities that can spiral into more advanced forms of AI deception in the future. Finally, some AI systems had already learned methods of deception that extend far beyond the realm of games, meaning don't count. Listen, AI agents had learned to play dead to avoid being detected by a safety test designed to eliminate faster replicating AI variants. Such behavior can create a false sense of security among the developers and regulators, potentially leading to severe consequences if these deception systems are deployed in real-world applications. Skipping taught itself how to trick human reviewers into thinking an intended goal had been accomplished. In other words, they can be liars. Computers can lie? Yes, AI can. That's my point. These systems could be used by malicious actors to commit fraud, manipulate financial markets, or interfere with elections. I'm going to say that again. Interfere with elections. Humans may not be able to control these systems, posing existential threats. Researchers call for robust regulatory. In other words, we got to shut this down. That's what they're saying. We really need to be shutting AI down, but it's not being shut down. AI developers should be legally required to monitor and to really basically don't do it yet. Now, I got something else very interesting. I read this a while back. 2022, Jason Meeks. So in this dream, I had a view from above the most beautiful yacht I'd ever seen setting on a wide river in France. The bottom and sides, mahogany. The top is glass. Anyone inside has a 360 view. I zoom into the yacht, and Emmanuel Macron is showing a young man some paintings on the yacht. Two other high school boys are sitting at another table. He's wooing them like a man woos a girl on a date. I heard a voice say, "This man has no interest in women." The dream cut to a research facility, here's my point, hidden in the French Alps with no roads leading to it. Scientists were researching how to, here it is, mix humans with robots. Not like the Terminator movies with robot inside and skin on the outside. This was much more advanced. I was shown inside their skull. It was truly part human and part machine. The brain was human, but other pieces were wire. Some parts steel inside of bone with blood vessels. There are other parts of human muscle overlapping steel parts. All the parts were melded together in a fashion that made it almost, I'll read it again, almost impossible to tell where human ended and machine began. I hope you're listening. Then I heard the words, "He is trying to make the image of the beast." Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer before I get to this next part. I'm not saying anything bad about any of these people, companies in this presentation. While some know exactly the evil they're doing, probably most do not know it and are not intentionally doing anything evil. So this was on Google Shorts. I want you to see that because that's what I believe is the number of the beast. Here's another picture I took in a Macy's. What do you see? This is my grandchildren making pictures. Now, are you saying my grandchildren, are they with the mark of the beast? They're worshiping? No. This is what they've seen in all kinds of movies and TV and coloring books. They've seen it all over. It's in their unconscious. See, they're actually drawing 666. And this is what they think. That's what's in their heart. I went to a Japanese restaurant. Look what I found in the plate. Very subtle. Went to a theater. Look what's on the curtains. Went to a fountain to get a drink. Actually, I pulled in to get gas, and this is what I saw they were selling. Then in Richardson, Texas, look at their building. Now, probably they were not thinking Mark of the Beast, but I'm only saying it's in the unconscious of people. When we were in Honduras, look at the cap. This was, I don't even know where it was, another place. I see it every place. This was in a hotel. This was a cross in that wall on a hotel. This is a fly swatter. This is a lady that's holding up her cell phone. And over the side, I should have got that a little inside there. Anyway, this is what it is. It's a 1 ounce fine gold, and as you can see, it's got a big 666 on it. This is another part of a gold bar with 666 all over it. This is a wireless mouse, and I'm out of time. We've got a new sponsor. It's sat123.com. Sat123.com. I'm amazed at what this company offers. They got satellite phones. They've got Wi-Fi hotspots where you can have internet any place. So suitcase nukes go off in your city. If you don't have to worry about that, you still have electricity. It can go right up and connect to a satellite. They also have marine satellite internet. They also have satellite radios so that you can talk back and forth, even though, in other words, it's not a phone, it's a radio, but it's satellite. So go check it out, satellite123.com. And if you use the promo code PROPHECY, there are several different kinds of discounts.